Well, hello again, guys. It's your buddy Greg, and it's a shame I didn't catch this on film, but there was a cat nearby here. And I'm coming down the stairs, and I see the front door, and I see this black mass sitting on the step right about over here. And I go, oh, it must be the stonework or something. I get closer, and it's not. And I say, well, that's definitely not part of the stonework. And I look, and it's got 2 ears there, and I'm like, oh, it's a cat. And he starts staring at me, and eventually after the cavalry shows up, he leaves. Anyway, viewers, I know it's not the most interesting story, but yeah, I guess we'll go into the office here and we'll see what I've been screwing around with for the past, 5 minutes, and I figured I'd pull out the camera for this. So let's have a little discussion about the Westclox Americas. Now, the Westclox America, and oh yeah, I know this is in between Ben versus Ben. In fact, the Sphinx over here is one of the contenders there, but this isn't Ben versus Ben. I was just messing around here, and I figured I'd make a video on this. Now, I've been having a hard time with these Americas for about 2 years, as long as I've been messing around with clocks, and it's because the Americas have this pressed-in bezel here, and I didn't realize it. I knew there was a slot down here, but I don't know if I didn't use my brain or something. I didn't connect these types of screwdrivers here. I have no idea where I got this from. Your guess is as good as mine. I know that's not relevant. But, I wonder if the neighbors are paying attention to the video here as well, because we've got the window open. The Greg video's at 10 o'clock, huh? Jeez, what a mess. You might as well click off right now. I'm just going to be rambling on about first there's cats and then neighbors and all sorts of nonsense happening here. But anyway, basically the moral of the story is I've been messing around with these Americas for 2 years, and I didn't really connect these screwdrivers. You have to get a screwdriver in here. Well, I needed to get a screwdriver in there, but I didn't think of those ones. I just thought of this tonight. And you got to get in. There's a slot in there. Here, I'll turn the phone light on. Get the light. See, you got to stick in that slot there. And this bezel here pops out. And the glass was already broken when I got it. Well, the glass was shattered when I got it. And see, there's just bits of glass hanging around, so I got rid of that without taking the bezel out, surprisingly enough. But anyway, and the reason why the Sphinx is here is because it has the same movement, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they both have the same movement inside. Really, you could almost put the Westclox America on Ben versus Ben because it's really the same movement inside. Look, the screws are in the same spots, keys, knobs, everything. It's all the same. Just figured I'd show that off. So they got 2 of the same movements here. That's what I'm seeing. The ticking sound is basically identical for both of them. And now we'll get to removing that bezel with this screwdriver here. But yeah, I just can't believe I've been messing around with these clocks, and I didn't really pick up on this, on these bigger screwdrivers you gotta use. You can't use a small one, you gotta use a bigger one. And now I'm gonna try and mount the camera and see if we can film this. I don't know how good this is gonna go. Well, here's an interesting angle. Alright, now let's put our screw in here and try and pry up. Oh, okay. I don't know if we're going to get anywhere. I don't know how big this bezel / can or whatever you want to call it actually is. As you can see, I think it has moved up a little bit. Is it not moved up at all? I can't really tell. I guess that's what grinds my gears about these Americas, is they have this stupid bezel that I do not like at all. Like, what were you, like, Westclox, did you not know that this would be a kind of a very agitating design choice when you're trying to open these things up? I don't think they entirely realize that, because as you can see, I'm going through a bit of grief right about now trying to get this off, and I'll just see if I can get it when I'm not putting it down through camera. I don't want to break my screwdriver either, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It's still completely stuck in at the top. If only I had some kerosene. Hey, that would be really great right about now. But of course we don't. I wonder if taking these screws out would help. I wonder if the whole thing is in a can of some sort, you know. Because as you can see, well, it's like this bezel is quite thick, and I didn't realize this before. I wonder if it's in a can. I'll take these screws out and see if I can get it to move. I don't know if it will or not. I think this is one of the first times I've actually filmed a video, and I've just grabbed the wrong screwdriver. That's really fantastic. I think this is one of the first times that I filmed a video of me showing what I'm doing with with mechanical clocks. I've shown what I'm doing with electric clocks, but not really so much as mechanical. Because this tripod I'm using, I don't have access to it all the time. And I normally use my Lego tripod, which is not half as good as this. Even though my Lego tripod is more cost friendly, I guess you could call it that. I'll put that in there. Yeah. So the reason why I might have to buy one of these tripods or something. We'll see what I do. But yeah. Well, I guess we'll see what I do with that. And I wonder if my one last little thing here is how is this gonna come off? Because with the Sphinx, you unscrew. There's a screw down here. You pull this up. There's a screw down here. You unscrew that up with a pair of pliers, and you get that off, and the whole alarm mechanism comes out. I'll take the keys out. Take the keys out as well. It's not much to show here, I guess. Could be more interesting. I'm gonna get it out now. It's gonna come out. I don't know if it will. Now I would use kerosene, but I don't have access to kerosene right now. And what I've done here is also, since the glass is broken, I guess I've just got an unfair advantage. You can pry up and under through here. Oh, I hate putting my hand on the... Hey, there we go, John. So, this advantage here... Well, let me just explain here. Like, what I did to get that off, get the top part off, the bottom was almost completely off, just the top. Could not get the top. And what I did was, as you saw, I had to put the screwdriver over here. And since there's no glass, right, if there was glass, I wouldn't even be able to do that. And I don't know how I would have gotten that off otherwise, if there's no glass. So moral of the story is break the glass lens every single time. I don't know how I'm going to do that with other clocks now, because there's no... Oh man, is this not going to come out now? I wonder if it's going to... Oh, okay. Oh, let's have a look at the alarm movement, or the mechanism here, and I'll go grab some Tupperware so we can put it in something. If you're wondering what the moral of this video even is here, the moral basically is that I don't like these America designs where you have to pry up the whole thing. You have to pry the bezel off. And we'll have a look at what the alarm mechanism inside the case looks like. It looks like that. Yeah, see, if you were to do this and it had its glass lens, I have no clue how you'd get that off. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's very, yeah. I guess what you could do is you could use kerosene, or kerosene. You could use kerosene and try and loosen it that way, and then I don't know how you'd... The thing is, like, when I got well, in front of the dial, I had some nice leverage there, and I can pull it off. I'm just wondering how you do that with... Yeah, how would you do it with the glass on? That's a very good question that I don't know the answer to. And we'll have a look. Now I can service the clock, because here's the movement. And something's wrong with the alarm on this one. Isn't that a nice movement? Yeah, I think so. Let's see what year this one's from. Oh, this is also the I should have mentioned, this is also the movement that is used in the war alarm clocks. And I think it is used in, well, it's used in the war alarm clocks and the post-war clocks, and the Sphinx has it. I I had to open up the Sphinx today too, and it has the identical looking movement inside. That's why they sound the same. Let's say 49, yeah, 2949. So this is from 1949. Isn't this a nice little movement though? And ignore these rivets here. You can take the face off if you don't know. You can get the face off, get the hands off, and you can take this movement apart. So, I mean, there you go. It's a nice, simple little movement. And there's the balance wheel. Man, oh man, I have no luck with balance wheels. I'm always screwing them up or something. I'll have to make a video on my Westclox Baby Ben Style 5, which I'm taking apart. That balance wheel's well, I'll try and rebend the hairspring a bit. I think I bent the balance just a little bit, but anyway, I'll make a confession video, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But I did have it running. But what I shouldn't have done is what I did on that one is I kind of oiled the end of the fork there, which was a massive mistake. The clock didn't. The thing, really, I was trying to get the clock to run better because this one runs really well. Well, the Baby Ben wasn't doing that. You know what, viewers? I'm going off on a completely different tangent about a completely different alarm clock that isn't this one, and. And yeah, I'll make a video on Baby Ben, and if you have any thoughts or anything on that, you can post them in the comments when I make that video. I'll make that video eventually when I get the clock to run, or before or whatever. Anyway, moral of the story there is I don't really care for balance wheels because they're a pain in the neck to install, and there's always a big fiasco trying to get it in or whatever. I don't know. I'm not very experienced, as you may or may not have realized by now how experienced I am with this stuff. Well, at least I know various things, but I don't know everything. I guess that's where OK Bridges comes in, because when I'm usually fumbling around like a moron, he usually comes in. But yeah, he sets that straight, I guess, for the most part. Well, anyway, viewers, the video's at 10:15. Maybe I should film more of these, huh? Do you like my ramblings about complete nonsense? Yeah, I don't know if I like them either. Maybe I talk too much. But anyway, viewers, that is the movement for this, and what we're going to try and do is we're going to get the alarm. The alarm doesn't work for this for whatever reason. See, it doesn't trip. I don't know why it's not tripping. It should be tripping. Is it? Well, it just got stuck up there. I don't know what the heck's going on here. Is it stuck? Well, I don't know what I'm doing there, viewers. Can we not? Yeah, this is already wound up all the way. That's interesting. That is interesting, and notice that there's no barrel for the spring either. It's just attached to the pole there, or the pillar, sorry. My chair's made a creak. So anyway, that is the America movement, and if you have any ways to open these up without breaking the glass in the comments, and don't worry, I didn't break the glass. As I said, I found it that way. If you have any suggestions on how to get the glass or get the bezel or pry the bezel off without busting the glass, because as you know, I have to pry it from under the... Man, oh man, I'm just repeating myself constantly. Anyway, viewers, I think you get the idea here. I don't really care for the Westclox Americas and their pry-off bezels. I guess what you could use, kerosene and one of these screwdrivers, and I guess that's how you do it. I have no clue. Well, I do have a clue, but I don't know how sure I am. Anyway, viewers, you know I've done this, and keep the cats off your lawn because they'll stare at you if you make eye contact with them, and we don't want that, do we? So anyway, that is the 1949 Westclox America. Oh, Jesus, I knocked the whole Tupperware over. The 1949 America with the alarm that won't trip for some reason. The tension looks to be there. I don't entirely know what's up with this one. I'll have to take it apart one of these. Well, I'll have to take it apart and do a complete service on it. But anyway, viewers, you know I've done this. It's just standard procedure, viewers. Just standard procedure, and look at that. There goes the nasty hairspring. Well, I don't know if it's nasty. I don't know. I just need more experience with these hairsprings. I guess where I'm at with Baby Ben is I managed to, the spring needed to be in the, or further down, like, you know how it's down, or further down, yeah, down in the column. One other thing, Westclox does this where sometimes the stud, this is the stud will be over here, and then the regulator will be over here where it's facing, like, sometimes the regulators are reversed, which I did not expect at all. But yeah, sometimes they're reversed, and sometimes they're facing this way, and then they're facing the opposite way, and all that's a mess. I better stop now, viewers. I'll be here all night if I don't stop now. Anyway, I'll see you later, viewers, and it's just standard procedure, viewers. Just standard procedure. Aren't these nice movements? I think so too. If you said yes, I don't know what you said. I can't hear you. Spoiler alert.